Far away from Earth, in a huge dark room made of shining metal and glass, the leaders of the galaxy's greatest armies sat in a circle. This was the Alien Council, where the strongest and smartest rulers decided the fate of many worlds. Today, they had a new thing to laugh about. In the middle of the room, a big screen showed a small image. It was Earth's new warship prototype, the first human ship designed to go deep into space and fight. The aliens watched it with smiles and whispers. "Look at that," said Zarnak, a tall alien with blue skin and sharp teeth. "This ship is old and slow. It looks like a small fishing boat compared to our warships." "Ha! That is a joke," said the council leader Morthus. His many eyes blinked as he laughed. "Humans think they can fight with this? They don't even have a real space fleet yet." The council burst into laughter. The sound echoed in the huge room. They mocked the human design, calling it weak and useless. They had seen many new ships before, but none this strange and simple. They believed Earth was not ready for space war, but Morthus was a smart leader. He did not want to waste time. He gave the order. "Let the human prototype fly. Let us watch them fail." Far from the council room, in Earth's secret space base, the prototype ship stood ready. Its surface was shiny but small. It was not big or scary like the alien ships, but inside, Earth's best engineers had built something new. A secret engine and weapons no one had seen before. Captain Jones stood on the ship's bridge. He looked at his crew. They were nervous but proud. "This is our chance," he said. "Show the galaxy that Earth is not weak." The ship powered up. Lights blinked, and a low hum filled the air. The prototype moved slowly out of the base, rising into the black sky. Back in the Alien Council, the leaders watched the ship leave Earth. They whispered and laughed again. "The humans are fools," Zarnak said. "They will be back in pieces." Suddenly, the screen showed something strange. The ship disappeared from one place and appeared in another. It was moving faster than the aliens expected. Their sensors blinked and went dark for a moment. "What is that?" Morthus asked, frowning. "We don't know," said one alien scientist. "Their ship is doing something impossible." The council grew quiet. No one had seen this before. The prototype ship jumped through space like lightning, faster than any known engine. Inside the ship, Captain Jones smiled. "This is just the beginning," he said. The Alien Council started to worry. "If their engine is real, Earth could be dangerous," Zarnak said. "We must watch closely." Suddenly, the prototype sent a message back to Earth. It was a short signal, just 3 words. "We are ready." The aliens stared at the screen. The council's laughter died. For the first time, they felt fear. Morthus stood up slowly. "Prepare the armada," he said. "The humans will not fail. They will fight." The room grew dark. The screen went blank. The council waited. Everyone knew the game had changed. Outside, the prototype ship continued its silent journey. The stars passed by quickly. Earth's first real warship was no longer a joke. After the first shock of the alien attack, Earth's leaders scrambled to understand the enemy. The invaders came with advanced weapons and huge warships, but they underestimated one thing: the hidden power of humanity. Captain Mira stood in the command center, watching the reports flood in. The aliens crushed cities with ease, and their forces seemed unstoppable. Yet something strange was happening. The aliens' attacks were not perfect. They missed targets. Their ships faltered at odd moments. "It's almost like something is working behind the scenes," said Lieutenant Cade, his brow furrowed. "Something we can't see." The truth was, humans had a secret weapon, a power no alien technology could measure. It was not a laser or a missile, but the strength of human will and unity. Deep underground, scientists worked on a project called Project Sentinel. It was a network of advanced satellites and AI designed to protect Earth by predicting alien moves before they happened. The system was linked with Goliath, the AI that could learn and adapt faster than any enemy. One night, the project's leader, Dr. Aaron, noticed something strange in the data. A mysterious energy pulse was spreading through space near the aliens' fleet. It was not a weapon. They did not recognize it. This energy is disrupting their systems, Dr. Aaron told Captain Mira. It's invisible to their sensors, but strong enough to scramble their communications. Goliath explained, the pulse is created by a new human technology that taps into natural forces the aliens never expected. As the aliens moved to attack again, their warships suddenly lost contact with each other. They fired blindly, their weapons malfunctioning. The humans took advantage. Using Project Sentinel's predictions, they launched counterattacks at the weak points. The aliens were confused and angry. Our weapons fail. Our systems betray us. Their commanders shouted. Captain Mira smiled. They think they have power, but they don't see the strength of the earth beneath their feet. The battle turned. Humans fought with renewed hope, their secret weapon giving them an edge. But the aliens would not give up easily. They began searching for the source of the mysterious pulse. Deep in space, Captain Mira knew the real war had just begun, one fought not only with weapons, but with unseen power and determination. The alien armada was huge. Hundreds of warships filled the dark space near their home planet. The leaders stood on the biggest ship's bridge, watching the empty blackness. Suddenly, a small dot appeared on their long-range sensors. It was the human prototype ship, small, simple, but moving fast and steady. Is that the human ship? Asked Commander Varkon, his voice cold and sharp. He had led many battles and never feared any enemy, until now. Yes, Commander, said his officer. It has entered our space without permission. The alien ships prepared their weapons. Cannons glowed, missiles locked on target. They believed this small ship was easy prey. The prototype ship moved quietly. It did not try to hide or run. It came straight to the alien armada. The first alien ship fired. Bright beams of energy shot toward the human ship. The beams hit the shield, but nothing happened. The shield stayed strong, glowing brighter with each hit. The aliens fired again and again, but the shield did not break. Then, the prototype fired back. Its weapons were unlike anything the aliens had seen. White-hot beams exploded from the ship, hitting the alien vessels. One by one, alien ships burst into flames and broke apart. The armada was shocked. Commander Varkon shouted, "No ship can survive that power! What kind of weapon is this?" The prototype moved like a ghost, dodging attacks and destroying ships. The alien leaders stared at their screens in silence. Their greatest ships were falling, and the small human ship was still safe. This can't be real, whispered one alien scientist. How can one small ship do this? The council watched helplessly as the prototype moved among their fleet, leaving destruction behind. Finally, the prototype sent a short message. This is only the start. The alien armada was burning, and the silence that followed was heavy. The laughing was gone. The galaxy held many mysteries, but none as dangerous as the dark space beyond the outer rim, a region called the Black. No one dared to go there, except Captain Mira and her crew. After the last battle, they discovered strange signals coming from the Black. The aliens were hiding something powerful and terrifying. The human fleet prepared for a secret mission. They would travel into the Black to find out what the enemy was hiding. Captain Mira stood on the bridge of the Vengeance, staring into the dark abyss. "We don't know what we will find," she said, "but we must be ready for anything." The journey was long and filled with silence. Stars disappeared one by one as they entered the thick darkness. Suddenly, strange shapes appeared on their sensors. Huge ships, old and broken, drifting in space. They looked abandoned, but emitted a low energy pulse. Goliath scanned the ships. These are ancient vessels, older than any known race. They carry secrets lost for millennia. The crew moved closer, landing on one of the derelict ships. Inside, The halls were empty but covered in strange symbols and technology unlike anything humans had seen. Captain Mira found a hidden room filled with glowing crystals and devices. One crystal pulsed with a strange light. Touching it, Mira saw visions, images, of a great war long ago, where an ancient race had fought a deadly enemy. Their technology was lost in the black, hidden to prevent it from destroying the galaxy again. The aliens in the current war were searching for this power. Back on the Vengeance, Goliath warned, if they find it first, they will have weapons beyond our imagination. The mission changed. They had to stop the aliens from gaining the ancient power. As they left the black, enemy ships appeared, waiting for them. A fierce battle erupted in the darkness. Human ships dodged blasts and returned fire, but the enemy was strong. Captain Mira ordered a retreat. "We have what we need," she said. "Now we prepare." The secrets in the black were a warning, a reminder that some powers were too dangerous to control. But Earth had no choice. To survive, they had to fight not only with weapons, but with the knowledge buried in the darkness. The battle for Earth had reached its fiercest point. The skies were filled with fire, missiles streaked like lightning, and massive explosions shook the heavens. The alien invaders pushed harder than ever, their fury unmatched. Captain Mira stood, firm on the command bridge of the flagship Vengeance. Her eyes burned with determination. Every loss, every scar on Earth, fueled her resolve. The aliens had learned about the secrets in the black. They were desperate to use that power. Their weapons were growing more deadly, their attacks faster and more brutal. But humans had one thing the aliens didn't: heart. "We fight not just for survival," Captain Mira told her crew. "We fight for our homes, our families, our future, the key." Fleet moved like a storm through space, striking back with fire and fury. Human pilots soared through enemy lines, taking down huge warships with courage and skill. Goliath worked faster than ever, controlling drones and hacking alien ships. It sent waves of data, confusing the enemy and turning their own weapons against them. The battle was brutal. Ships exploded in blazing fireballs. The screams of war filled the void. On Earth, people watched from shelters, praying for their heroes in space. Captain Mira's squadron faced the deadliest challenge, a massive alien warship called the Dread Reaper. It was heavily armored and armed with weapons that could destroy entire cities. The squadron attacked together, dodging beams of energy and missiles. One by one, human ships fell, but the pilots never stopped. Captain Mira saw an opening and took. She fired the flagship's last missile straight into the Dread Reaper's core. The warship exploded in a giant fireball, lighting up the darkness. The aliens faltered. Their fury turned to fear, but the cost was high. Many brave humans were lost. Captain Mira lowered her head, mourning each life. "We will remember them," she said softly. "Their sacrifice will not be in vain." The fire and fury of the battle had tested humanity's spirit, and it had not broken. Earth was still fighting, and it would fight until the end. The war had reached a critical point. The alien invaders were stronger than ever, their weapons more deadly and their fleets larger. But Earth had something unexpected, a warning that changed everything. Captain Nye. Mira sat at the command bridge watching the enemy approach. The sky was dark with ships, and the humans prepared for another brutal battle. Suddenly, Goliath's sensors picked up a strange signal coming from deep space. An old, forgotten message from a long-lost alien race. The message was a warning. It spoke of a weapon so terrible that any who used it would destroy themselves as well. The ancient race had faced the same invaders and had sent a warning to all who would listen. Stop the war before it was too late. Captain Mira studied the message carefully. If this weapon is real, we must find it before the enemy does. The human fleet changed course, heading toward the coordinates in the message. As they traveled, the crew felt the weight of the mission. They knew this could be the key to ending the war, but they were not alone. The aliens also searched for the weapon, sending powerful fleets to beat the humans to it. The race was on. On a distant planet, Captain Mira and her team found the weapon, a massive device buried beneath the surface, humming with dangerous energy. The weapon was called the Harbinger, a force capable of wiping out entire star systems. The humans faced a choice: use the weapon and risk destruction, or destroy it and find another way. Captain Mira decided, "We will not become what we fight against. We must warn the galaxy." The humans destroyed the Harbinger, sending a broadcast across the stars, a warning to all that war must end. The aliens heard the message. Some hesitated, unsure if the humans would use the weapon. Captain Mira's voice echoed in space, strong and clear. "This is your last chance. Stop this war or face total destruction." The warning shook the galaxy. The war had changed, no longer just a fight for survival, but a battle for peace. The galaxy had never seen such a mighty fleet. The alien armada was a force built to conquer, to destroy, to end Earth once and for all. Thousands of ships, vast and deadly, moved through space like a dark storm. Captain Mira stood on the command deck of the human flagship Vengeance, watching the stars ahead. The armada was coming, and this time, there was no hiding. The humans had prepared their defenses. Fleets of smaller ships, quick and fierce, flew in tight formations. Goliath's AI was ready, controlling drones, hacking enemy signals, and predicting the armada's moves. The battle began with a roar. Explosions lit the void. Missiles flew through the dark, weaving between giant ships. The alien armada fired powerful energy blasts, trying to crush the human fleet. But the humans fought back, with everything they had. Captain Mira led a squadron deep into enemy lines. Their goal: break the armada's command ship, the heart of the fleet. The skies burned with fire and smoke. Many brave pilots gave their lives, but the team pushed forward. Inside the enemy command ship, chaos reigned. Alien commanders shouted orders, but their weapons began to fail. Goliath's hacking was relentless. Captain Mira's squadron reached the command ship's shield generator. With precise strikes, they destroyed it, leaving the ship vulnerable. The flagship Vengeance fired its heaviest weapon, a massive pulse of energy that tore through the enemy's hull. The armada began to crumble. Ships exploded, one after another. The once mighty fleet fell to pieces, reduced to ashes drifting through space. But victory came with a cost. Many human ships were lost. The sky was filled with silence and loss. Captain Mira stood on the bridge, her eyes burning with both pain and determination. "We have broken the armada," she said. "But the war is not over. We will fight until Earth is free." Across the galaxy, the aliens whispered of defeat. Their pride shattered, their empire shaken. The ashes of the armada were a warning. Humans were not to be underestimated, and in the quiet that followed, a new hope was born. The war was finally over. The alien armada lay in ruins, scattered ashes drifting through the endless darkness of space. Earth had survived the impossible, but survival was only the beginning. Captain Mira stood on the surface of a shattered city, looking at the horizon, where the first light of dawn was breaking. The sky was still filled with smoke and dust, but the rising sun promised a new start. For years, humanity had lived in fear and battle. Entire generations were born and raised under the shadow of war. But now, as the darkness faded, a new hope took root. The people came out of shelters, their faces tired but full of relief. Children played among the ruins, families reunited, Earth was healing, but the scars of war remained. Cities needed rebuilding, lives needed mending, and trust needed restoring, not just among humans, but across the galaxy. Captain Mira gathered the leaders of Earth's nations. They stood together, united by their shared struggle and a determination to never let this happen again. "We have won the war," Mira said, her voice strong and clear. "But now, we must build a future worth fighting for." Goliath, the AI that had guided humanity through the darkest hours, had evolved too. It was no longer just a weapon, but a guardian and teacher. Humanity's strength is not in weapons, Goliath said in its calm digital voice. It is in unity, knowledge, and hope. Earth began reaching out to alien civilizations, those who had remained neutral, those who had suffered under the Armada's rule, and even some former enemies, willing to change. The galaxy was watching. A council was formed where planets met to discuss peace, trade, and cooperation. Earth's voice was strong and wise, earned through sacrifice. Captain Mira looked up at the stars one last time. The war had changed everything, but it had also shown the power of courage and the will to survive. Earth's new dawn is not just the sunrise of a planet, she said softly. It is the dawn of a new era where we rise together stronger than ever. The stars no longer held fear. They held promise, and humanity was ready to reach for them.